Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toyscapades channel. So I'm checking out some classic episodes of the G1 Transformers cartoon. And today I'm talking about one of the eeriest episodes from season 3 of the 1980s cartoon run. Today I'm talking about Dark Awakening. So this episode starts out with a small team of Autobots and humans led by Optimus Prime being chased through the galaxy by the Decepticon forces led by Galvatron. The Autobots manage to seek refuge within a floating structure in space, which Rodimus identifies as a memoriam that was created for the fallen Autobots who got killed in the 1987 movie. Immediately, we're like, whoa, where did this thing come from? But it makes sense, as the animated movie sure did leave a lot of corpses behind, and those had to go somewhere. Inside the giant floating mausoleum, Spike's son Daniel starts wandering around, and there's a moment of discomfort as we see him walking past the final resting places of Autobots such as Prowl, Ironhide, and others. And then it hits us that these guys are really dead. It's not like Ratchet found a way to patch them up after Megatron blasted them in the movie, because Ratchet is dead too. Just then, we get the sense of dread that something is following Daniel around. And it's none other than Optimus Prime. It turns out the greatest Autobot who ever lived is still alive. Now we want a refund for all the tears we shed during the movie. So Galvatron and the Decepticons then track the Autobots into the flying tomb, and there's a moment of pure heroism as Optimus turns up with his ion blaster in hand to save the day and sends the Decepticon forces scrambling into retreat. Yeah! The Autobots are beyond ecstatic to see Optimus alive again and just assume that he was in a coma of some sorts all this while. Rodimus hurriedly hands the Matrix back to Optimus just so he can start partying again as Hot Rod. It's then that we find out why the episode is titled Dark Awakening, as Optimus turns on the Autobots and starts blasting at them before speeding off in an escape ship for Cybertron. It's like a version of Nemesis Prime before Hasbro started calling all evil versions of Optimus that name. We cut back to Cybertron, and Optimus arrives to tell the remaining Autobots, including Perceptor, Springer, and Grimlock, that Rodimus and gang died valiantly in battle, and informs them that the Quintessons are responsible. The Quintessons, who, if you remember their cartoon origins, were also the original rulers of Cybertron and the creator of the Transformers. Of course, they were also evil. Anyway, Grimlock starts getting really angry and begins throwing about a stomping fit. I'm flagging this scene because the said stomping fit goes on for at least 25 seconds on screen, and the animators made Grimlock look really comical while doing it. For some reason, if you look at all the animation for almost all of Grimlock's scenes for season 3, he looks really overweight and almost pregnant-like. Well, what do you guys think? Elsewhere, Rodimus and gang, who are most definitely still alive, recover just in time to discover that the crematorium craft they are in is set on course to crash into the sun, and make their getaway just in time. They arrive back on Cybertron to discover that Optimus has taken the entire Autobot fleet to battle against the Quintesson army. But he's really leading them into an ambush set up by the Quintessons. Okay, so what exactly is going on here? Is Optimus really alive and evil? It turns out the Quintessons reanimated him back to life to be used as a weapon, knowing that the Autobots would follow him anywhere, even to their death. But Rodimus confronts the zombie Optimus, and in the battle, a glimpse of the original Optimus we know and love emerges, and he stops himself from almost killing Rodimus and gives him back the Matrix. Optimus then sacrifices himself to take out the entire Quintesson army in the episode's second sequence of Optimus' superheroism, and we watch his body slowly shatter apart from the blasts and explosions all around. Not only is the scene graphic, but it also leaves us all in disbelief that we actually had to watch Prime die on screen in the span of 1 year twice. Didn't the producers think kids were scarred enough from watching Prime die the first time? Or maybe they just felt he needed a more heroic send-off instead of just being mortally wounded by Megatron. Now, anyone who feels that cartoons in the 1980s were just excuses to sell toys, Dark Awakening is a perfect example of storytelling from that era that was both ahead of its time and actually put in the effort to build a sense of continuity within the universe, instead of just meaningless, one-shot, episodic battles that just reset the status quo with every new installment. I do have one gripe with the episode, aside from pregnant Grimlock. Now, when we last saw Optimus Prime on his deathbed, his steel body turned a sickly shade of black and grey as the Matrix left him and he passed on. But when we see him again here for the first time, he pretty much looks like he's just been banged around a bit, like a battle-damaged version of the toy that Hasbro put out a few years ago. And nobody thought to question this. But that's just a minor quibble. This is still one of my favorite cartoon episodes of the Transformers, and if you've seen it, let me know what you thought of it. Thanks guys, and I'll catch you all again soon.